Did you know the Catholic Church is one of the most influential institutions in human history, with a rich and complex legacy that spans over 2 millennia? Its origins, however, are shrouded in mystery and debate. This series seeks to unravel the truth behind the founding of the Catholic Church, exploring the key figures, events, and milestones that have shaped its development. To begin our journey, we must travel back over 2,000 years to ancient Jerusalem. This period, known as the Apostolic Age, marks the dawn of Christianity. It was during this time that the teachings of Jesus Christ began to spread among his followers, setting the foundation for what would eventually become the Catholic Church. Central to this narrative is Peter, one of Jesus' closest disciples. Often referred to as the rock upon which the church was built, Peter's journey from a humble fisherman to the first pope is a testament to his pivotal role in the early Christian community. Alongside Peter, Paul of Tarsus emerges as a key figure. Known for his extensive travels and profound writings, Paul's mission to spread the gospel played a crucial role in shaping the early church. As Christianity spread, early Christian communities began to form across different regions. These communities, with their unique practices and beliefs, contributed significantly to the development of a unified church. The Council of Nicaea, convened in 325 AD under the auspices of Emperor Constantine, was a monumental event in this journey. The council aimed to address theological disputes and solidify Christian doctrine, thereby shaping the future of the church. Rome, once the heart of a vast empire, became a central hub for Christianity. The Bishop of Rome emerged as a leading figure, guiding the church through its formative years. St. Augustine, with his profound theological contributions, further influenced the doctrines and beliefs of the Catholic Church. The Church's journey was not without challenges. The Great Schism and the Protestant Reformation are significant events that tested its resilience. These episodes, while divisive, also played a crucial role in the evolution of the Catholic Church, shaping its response to internal and external pressures. Today, the Catholic Church remains a major spiritual and cultural force. Its legacy is evident in the lives of its followers and the impact it has had on world history. By tracing the origins of the Church, we gain a deeper understanding of its enduring influence and the vision of its founders. The Apostolic Age marks the earliest period of Christianity, beginning right after the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ. This era is named after the apostles, the primary disciples of Jesus, who played a crucial role in spreading his teachings. It was a time of profound transformation, as the apostles embarked on their mission to share the message of Jesus with the world. During this period, Jerusalem served as the central hub for early Christians. The apostles gathered here to preach, teach, and establish the foundations of the faith. Their efforts were characterized by a strong sense of community and devotion. The early Christians practiced communal living, sharing their possessions and supporting each other in times of need. This sense of unity and solidarity was instrumental in the rapid spread of Christianity. The teachings of Jesus, as conveyed by the apostles, emphasized love, compassion, and forgiveness. These principles resonated deeply with people from various backgrounds, leading to the growth of diverse Christian communities. The message of hope and salvation attracted followers from all walks of life, including Jews and Gentiles. This inclusivity set Christianity apart from other religious movements of the time. Despite facing significant challenges, including persecution from both Jewish authorities and the Roman Empire, the apostles remained steadfast in their mission. Their unwavering faith and dedication inspired countless individuals to join the nascent Christian movement. Key figures such as Peter and Paul emerged as leaders, guiding the early church through its formative years. Peter, often regarded as the leader of the apostles, played a pivotal role in establishing the church's structure and doctrine. His leadership and teachings laid the groundwork for the development of Christian theology. Meanwhile, Paul of Tarsus, a former persecutor of Christians, underwent a dramatic conversion and became one of the most influential missionaries in early Christianity. His extensive travels and writings contributed significantly to the spread of the faith. As the Apostolic Age progressed, The early Christians faced numerous theological and practical challenges. The need to address these issues led to the formation of various councils and gatherings where leaders debated and refined the teachings of Jesus. These efforts helped to create a cohesive and unified doctrine that would guide the church for centuries to come. Peter, also known as Simon Peter, was one of the 12 apostles and a central figure in the early Christian community. He is often referred to as the rock upon which the church was built, a title derived from Jesus' declaration, "You are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church." This statement highlights Peter's foundational role in the establishment of the Christian faith. Peter's journey began as a humble fisherman in the region of Galilee. He was introduced to Jesus by his brother Andrew and quickly became one of Jesus' closest disciples. Peter's impulsive and passionate nature often set him apart from the other apostles. He was the first to recognize Jesus as the Messiah and boldly declared his faith, earning Jesus' praise. Despite his strong faith, Peter was not without flaws. His denial of Jesus 3 times during the events leading up to the crucifixion is a poignant reminder of his human frailty. However, Peter's subsequent repentance and unwavering commitment to spreading Jesus' teachings underscored his pivotal role in the early church. After Jesus' resurrection and ascension, Peter emerged as a leader among the apostles. He was instrumental in preaching the gospel and guiding the early Christian community. Peter's leadership was characterized by his dedication to maintaining the teachings of Jesus and addressing the challenges faced by the growing Christian movement. One of Peter's significant contributions was his involvement in the Council of Jerusalem, an early assembly of Christian leaders that sought to address theological disputes and establish guidelines for Gentile converts. Peter's advocacy for inclusion and his emphasis on faith over ritualistic practices helped shape the church's approach to diversity and unity. Peter's missionary work took him to various regions, including Rome, where he is believed to have played a crucial role in establishing the Christian community. His martyrdom in Rome, traditionally held to be by crucifixion, solidified his legacy as a foundational figure in the Catholic Church. The Basilica of St. Peter's in Vatican City stands as a testament to his enduring influence. Paul of Tarsus, originally known as Saul, was a pivotal figure in the early Christian church. Born into a Jewish family in the city of Tarsus, Paul was initially a fervent persecutor of Christians. His dramatic conversion on the road to Damascus, however, marked a turning point that would shape the course of Christianity. After his conversion, Paul dedicated his life to spreading the teachings of Jesus Christ. His missionary journeys took him across the Roman Empire, from Asia Minor to Greece and Rome. Paul's extensive travels and tireless preaching played a crucial role in the expansion of the early Christian church. He established numerous communities of believers and nurtured their growth through his letters and personal visits. Paul's contributions to Christian theology are immense. His epistles, or letters, form a significant part of the New Testament and offer profound insights into the teachings of Jesus. Paul's writings address a wide range of topics, including faith, grace, salvation, and the nature of the church. His emphasis on the universality of Christ's message helped to bridge the gap between Jewish and Gentile converts, fostering a more inclusive Christian community. One of Paul's most notable contributions was his articulation of the doctrine of justification by faith. He argued that salvation is a gift from God, granted through faith in Jesus Christ, rather than through adherence to the Mosaic Law. This teaching was revolutionary and had a lasting impact on Christian theology and practice. Paul also played a key role in addressing theological disputes within the early church. His letters to various Christian communities often addressed issues of doctrine, moral conduct, and communal harmony. His guidance and authority helped to resolve conflicts and maintain the unity of the church. Despite facing numerous hardships, including imprisonment, beatings, and shipwrecks, Paul remained steadfast in his mission. His unwavering commitment to spreading the gospel and nurturing the early Christian communities earned him the title of the Apostle to the Gentiles. Paul's legacy is evident in the enduring influence of his writings and teachings. His letters continue to be a source of inspiration and guidance for Christians around the world. His missionary zeal and theological contributions have left an indelible mark on the history of the Catholic Church. As the teachings of Jesus Christ spread beyond Jerusalem, early Christian communities began to form across the Roman Empire. These communities, diverse in their cultural and social backgrounds, played a crucial role in the development of the early church. Their practices, beliefs, and organizational structures laid the foundation for what would eventually become the Catholic Church. The early Christians faced significant challenges, including persecution and opposition from both Jewish authorities and the Roman state. Despite these obstacles, they remained steadfast in their faith, drawing strength from their sense of community and shared beliefs. The communal aspect of early Christianity was a defining feature, characterized by the practice of meeting in private homes to worship, share meals, and support one another. One of the key elements of early Christian life was the celebration of the Eucharist, a ritual commemorating the Last Supper of Jesus with his disciples. This sacred meal, symbolizing the body and blood of Christ, was central to the worship and identity of the early Christians. It fostered a sense of unity and spiritual connection among the believers. The early Christian communities were also marked by their commitment to charitable works and social justice. They took care of the poor, widows, and orphans, reflecting Jesus' teachings on love and compassion. This emphasis on social responsibility helped to attract new converts and strengthen the bonds within the community. Leadership within the early Christian communities was initially informal, with apostles, prophets, and teachers playing key roles. As the communities grew, a more structured hierarchy began to emerge. Bishops, presbyters, priests, and deacons were appointed to oversee the spiritual and administrative needs of the believers. This organizational development was essential in maintaining order and continuity within the expanding Christian movement. The writings of the apostles and early church leaders, such as the letters of Paul, provided guidance and instruction to these communities. These texts, along with the teachings of Jesus, formed the basis of Christian doctrine and practice. The establishment of a common set of beliefs and rituals helped to unify the diverse Christian communities across the empire. As Christianity continued to spread, it encountered various cultural and philosophical influences. The early Christians engaged in dialogue with different religious and philosophical traditions, leading to the development of a distinct Christian identity. This process of enculturation allowed the faith to adapt and thrive in diverse contexts. The resilience and adaptability of the early Christian communities were instrumental in the growth and survival of the Church. Their commitment to faith, worship, and community life laid the groundwork for the future development of the Catholic Church. By examining the practices and beliefs of these early believers, we gain a deeper understanding of the roots of Christianity and the enduring legacy of the early Church. In 325 AD, one of the most significant events in the early history of the Church took place: the Council of Nicaea. Convened by Emperor Constantine, this first ecumenical council aimed to address pressing theological disputes and unify the Christian faith. The decisions made at Nicaea would have a lasting impact on the development of Christian doctrine and the structure of the Church. The primary issue that prompted the council was the Arian controversy. Arius, a priest from Alexandria, argued that Jesus Christ, the Son of God, was not co-eternal with the Father and was, therefore, a created being. This view, known as Arianism, challenged the traditional understanding of the Trinity and caused significant division within the Christian community. To resolve this dispute, Constantine called for a gathering of bishops and church leaders from across the Roman Empire. The council met in the city of Nicaea, located in modern-day Turkey, with the goal of establishing a unified theological stance. Over 300 bishops attended, representing a diverse array of Christian communities and perspectives. The council's deliberations were intense and often contentious. The bishops debated various theological issues, seeking to clarify the nature of Christ and his relationship to the Father. After extensive discussions, the council ultimately rejected Arianism and affirmed the doctrine of the Trinity. The resulting Nicene Creed articulated the Church's belief in the consubstantiality of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. The Nicene Creed remains a foundational statement of Christian faith, recited in churches around the world to this day. Its formulation was a significant achievement, as it provided a clear and unified expression of core Christian beliefs. The Council's decision to condemn Arianism also reinforced the Church's commitment to preserving Orthodox doctrine. In addition to addressing theological disputes, the Council of Nicaea made several important administrative decisions. It established the uniform date for the celebration of Easter, resolved various disciplinary matters, and formalized the authority of bishops and metropolitan bishops within the church hierarchy. These measures helped to create a more cohesive and organized structure for the growing Christian community. The Council of Nicaea marked a turning point in the history of the Church. It demonstrated the ability of Christian leaders to come together and address complex theological and administrative issues. The Council's decisions laid the groundwork for future ecumenical councils and set a precedent for resolving doctrinal disputes through collective deliberation. As Christianity spread throughout the Roman Empire, Rome itself became a central hub for the burgeoning faith. The significance of Rome in the history of the Catholic Church cannot be overstated. It was within this city that the early Church found a stronghold, and it was from here that the Bishop of Rome emerged as a leading figure in the Christian world. The transition of Rome from the heart of a vast pagan empire to the center of Christianity was a complex process. The city's strategic location, political influence, and cultural prominence made it an ideal base for the early church. The presence of key figures such as Peter and Paul, who both met their martyrdom in Rome, further solidified the city's importance in Christian tradition. Peter, regarded as the first pope, is believed to have been martyred in Rome under the persecution of Emperor Nero. His tomb, located beneath St. Peter's Basilica in Vatican City, became a significant pilgrimage site and a symbol of the apostolic succession. This connection to Peter provided the Bishop of Rome with a unique spiritual authority, linking the office directly to one of Jesus' closest disciples. The establishment of the papacy, with the Bishop of Rome as its head, marked a crucial development in the structure of the Church. The Pope, as the successor of Peter, was seen as the supreme spiritual leader of the Christian community. This role carried both religious and political implications, as the papacy often intersected with the affairs of the state. Rome's prominence as a center of Christianity was further bolstered by the conversion of Emperor Constantine and his subsequent support for the faith. Constantine's Edict of Milan in 313 AD granted religious tolerance to Christians, allowing the Church to flourish openly. The construction of grand churches and basilicas, such as St. Peter's and St. John Lateran, underscored the city's status as the heart of the Christian world. The influence of Rome extended beyond its boundaries, as the Pope began to assert authority over other Christian communities. This process was not without resistance, as various regions sought to maintain their independence. However, the centralization of authority in Rome helped to create a more unified and cohesive church. The development of canon law, the codification of ecclesiastical regulations, further reinforced the role of Rome as the administrative and judicial center of the Church. The papal curia, the administrative apparatus of the papacy, emerged as a powerful institution overseeing the governance of the Church. Throughout the centuries, Rome's significance in the Catholic Church has endured. The city remains the seat of the papacy, and St. Peter's Basilica stands as a testament to its historical and spiritual legacy. The enduring influence of Rome is a testament to the vision of its early leaders and the enduring power of the Christian faith. St. Augustine, one of the most influential theologians in Christian history, played a pivotal role in shaping the theological foundations of the Catholic Church. Born in 354 AD in Thagast, North Africa, Augustine's journey to sainthood and theological prominence was marked by intellectual exploration, personal transformation, and profound writings. Augustine's early life was characterized by a pursuit of knowledge and truth. He studied various philosophical traditions, including Manichaeism and Neoplatonism, in his quest to understand the nature of existence and the divine. His intellectual curiosity eventually led him to Christianity, a faith that resonated deeply with his search for meaning and purpose. Augustine's conversion to Christianity was a transformative experience. His famous work, Confessions, recounts his spiritual journey and the inner struggles he faced before embracing the faith. This autobiographical masterpiece offers a unique insight into Augustine's thoughts, emotions, and reflections on the nature of God, sin, and redemption. One of Augustine's most significant contributions to Christian theology was his formulation of the doctrine of original sin. He argued that humanity inherited a sinful nature from Adam and Eve, the first human beings, and that this inherent sinfulness required divine grace for salvation. Augustine's emphasis on the necessity of grace profoundly influenced the Church's understanding of human nature and salvation. Augustine also addressed the nature of the Trinity, seeking to explain the relationship between the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. His work, De Trinitate, on the Trinity, remains a foundational text in Trinitarian theology, offering a detailed and nuanced exploration of this central Christian doctrine. In addition to his theological writings, Augustine engaged with various heresies and theological disputes of his time. His arguments against Pelagianism, which denied the concept of original sin and the necessity of grace, were particularly influential. Augustine's defense of Orthodox Christian beliefs helped to preserve the doctrinal integrity of the Church. Augustine's influence extended beyond theology to the philosophy of history. His work, The City of God, contrasted the earthly city, characterized by human sinfulness, with the heavenly city, representing divine grace and eternal peace. This monumental work provided a Christian perspective on history, politics, and society, shaping the intellectual landscape of the medieval world. The impact of Augustine's writings and teachings on the Catholic Church cannot be overstated. His ideas on grace, sin, the Trinity, and the nature of the Church have left an indelible mark on Christian theology. Augustine's intellectual legacy continues to inspire theologians, scholars, and believers to this day. The history of the Catholic Church is marked by periods of unity and division, none more significant than the Great Schism and the Protestant Reformation. These events not only challenged the Church's authority, but also reshaped its structure and doctrines. The Great Schism, also known as the East-West Schism, occurred in 1054 AD and resulted in the division between the Western Roman Catholic Church and the Eastern Orthodox Church. The schism was the culmination of centuries of theological, political, and cultural differences between the two branches of Christianity. Key issues included the authority of the Pope, the use of unleavened bread in the Eucharist, and the Filioque clause in the Nicene Creed. The immediate cause of the schism was a series of mutual excommunications between the Pope in Rome and the Patriarch of Constantinople. These excommunications, though later lifted, symbolized the deep divisions that had developed. The schism created two distinct Christian traditions, each with its own leadership, theology, and liturgical practices. The separation persists to this day, although efforts at reconciliation have been made in recent decades. The Protestant Reformation, which began in the early 16th century, was another significant challenge to the Catholic Church. This movement sought to address various perceived abuses and doctrinal issues within the Church. Key figures such as Martin Luther, John Calvin, and Huldrych Zwingli spearheaded the Reformation, advocating for changes that would transform the religious landscape of Europe. Martin Luther, a German monk, is often credited with igniting the Reformation through his 95 Theses, which he famously nailed to the door of the Wittenberg Castle Church in 1517. Luther's criticisms focused on the sale of indulgences, the authority of the Pope, and the need for scriptural purity. His call for reform resonated with many who were disillusioned with the Church's practices. The Reformation led to the establishment of various Protestant denominations, each with its own interpretations of Christian doctrine and practice. The Catholic Church responded to this challenge with the Counter-Reformation, a movement aimed at addressing internal corruption and reaffirming Catholic doctrine. The Council of Trent, 1545 to 1563, was a central component of the Counter-Reformation, enacting significant reforms and clarifying key theological points. The Reformation and Counter-Reformation had profound and lasting impacts on the Catholic Church and European society. They led to religious wars, shifts in political power, and changes in cultural and intellectual life. The Church's response to these challenges helped to shape its modern identity, reaffirming its commitment to tradition while adapting to new realities. The history of the Catholic Church is a testament to its enduring legacy and profound influence on the world. From its humble beginnings in ancient Jerusalem to its establishment as a global spiritual and cultural force, the Church has navigated centuries of challenges, transformations, and triumphs. Today, the Catholic Church remains a major spiritual force, with over 1 billion adherents worldwide. Its teachings, traditions, and practices continue to shape the lives of millions, offering guidance, comfort, and a sense of community. The Church's sacraments, liturgies, and rituals are integral to the spiritual lives of its members, fostering a deep connection to the divine. The Church's influence extends beyond the spiritual realm, impacting various aspects of society, culture, and politics. Catholic social teaching, with its emphasis on human dignity, social justice, and the common good, has inspired numerous movements and initiatives aimed at addressing poverty, inequality, and human rights. The Church's charitable organizations and institutions provide essential services to those in need, reflecting its commitment to compassion and service. The legacy of key figures such as Peter, Paul, Augustine, and countless others is evident in the Church's rich theological and intellectual tradition. Their writings and teachings continue to inspire theologians, scholars, and believers, shaping the Church's understanding of faith, morality, and the nature of God. The contributions of these early leaders have left an indelible mark on the Church, ensuring its resilience and adaptability in the face of change. The Church's history is also marked by its ability to engage with and respond to contemporary issues. From the Great Schism and the Reformation to modern challenges such as secularization and globalization, the Church has demonstrated a capacity for renewal and reform. The Second Vatican Council, 1962 to 1965, is a notable example of the Church's efforts to engage with the modern world, fostering dialogue, aggiornamento, bringing up to date, and a renewed emphasis on ecumenism and interfaith relations. In the contemporary era, the papacy remains a central symbol of unity and leadership within the Church. Popes such as John Paul II, Benedict XVI, and Francis have played significant roles in addressing global issues, promoting peace, and advocating for social justice. Their leadership and vision continue to guide the Church in navigating the complexities of the modern world. The Catholic Church's cultural and artistic contributions are also noteworthy. Throughout history, the Church has been a patron of the arts, commissioning and inspiring countless works of architecture, music, painting, and literature. The beauty and grandeur of cathedrals, the harmonies of sacred music, and the eloquence of theological writings reflect the Church's dedication to expressing the divine through human creativity. In conclusion, the Catholic Church's legacy and influence are vast and multifaceted. Its spiritual teachings, social contributions, intellectual tradition, and cultural patronage have left an indelible mark on human history. As the Church continues to evolve and engage with the contemporary world, its enduring mission of faith, hope, and love remains a guiding light for its followers and a source of inspiration for all. Thanks for watching.